Okay, now we're recording. Welcome to week 4, guys. So this week is something that I was thinking that we should talk about because I've struggled with it for a couple of years. And I think that it's kind of like when I was in college. I found that when one person was brave enough to speak up, like, hey, I have a question, I don't understand this, or I'm struggling with this, there is a whole bunch of other people in the class that also had the same struggle. They just hadn't said anything about it. So anyways, as people are popping on, I would love to hear wins for the week. So if you're game for putting them in the chat thread, that's one thing with the accountability calls is I think it's good to stay accountable to each other of what your wins were. Even, I think it's good to talk about struggles or to be talking about the mindset and the limiting beliefs that we have, because the more that we can stay accountable to those things, and the more we can recognize them and just have an awareness of them, the quicker we're going to overcome them. So I also got organized this week. I'm pretty positive every single person now is in the chat thread. I felt bad that I started hearing different people say, oh, I didn't know there was a chat thread, because I wasn't posting the calls anywhere else except the chat thread. So sorry if that was you. I totaled up 58 of you doing this, and you all sent, except maybe a couple, I'm still waiting on email, so I don't know if those people are even on the calls. But I actually have Shannon. If Shannon's on this morning, I don't see her. I still need to get her email sent back to her. But anyways, I was thinking 58 of you, that's almost 60 people, guys, that have sent me super personal emails with what their goals are, what their dreams are, what they feel like what they feel like is holding them back. And so I so appreciate that you guys shared that with me, and I don't take it lightly. And I also feel a very big responsibility to hold you guys to your dreams and your goals. Like, that's what I consider my job as with these calls, is to hold you guys accountable for what you've told me. So anyways, all right, so put in the chat thread some of your wins for this past week. And who's excited for convention? I know there's more people getting registered for that, so that's super exciting. People change their mind at the last minute, so don't give up on your teammates that said that they can't come for whatever reason, because they can change their mind. Also, the 369 incentive, I'm just bringing your attention to that. Jessica Heffley last week just said, okay, baseline, every single person on the call that I was on with her, she's like, everyone should earn the water bottle, okay? If you don't have the bandwidth to go get 9 people, it's okay. At least earn the water bottle, because power of 3 is where it's at. It should be our baseline minimum anyways for growing our business, is helping 3 people start this month. And then also, those of you who have teams, we need to be encouraging. Don't just assume that your people are aware or excited. Go private message them. Hey, how close are you to earning your water bottle? I'm so excited. We still have some days left in the month. Even band up and do a little power hour with them. Just hop on Zoom or hop on a FaceTime or go to the coffee shop if they're local and work through your IPA together. Guys, there's so much value in doing that. So also, have you guys seen that email come through yet? There is an email coming for, let me see if it came through. I don't see it yet. There's an email coming, so stay tuned. It's to help everyone get their 100 PV in. Well, someone just added an ambassador. I don't see the incentive thing yet, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm glad that I haven't placed an order yet this month, or that I need to place another one, because there's a fun little incentive that's coming out today, limited supply, so make sure you pop on that first thing today, and it'll give you a reason to reach out to your people that are below 100 PV, maybe haven't gotten an order in yet this month, maybe haven't ordered in a few months. It gives you a talking point, because you get to reach out to them about this. And at the end of the month anyways, that's our job. Like, our job is to reach out and even just to check your people. And I made a mistake last month with it was just crazy. There were so many people ranking up. That was kind of my focus. And I didn't go and sort my back office. You guys know how to sort your back office, right? Hopefully, if you don't, reach out to your sponsor because they can show you. Basically, can click on your level ones and it'll put them all in order, and you can go check through and make sure everyone has their orders in. But I had a girl fast start last month. She got her 3 people within her first 14 days. She was pumped. She was set. She ordered at the end of March. Well, she hadn't gotten her own order in yet, it wasn't coming until the end of April. Well, she wasn't thinking, I think she knew this, but she just wasn't thinking. She bumped out her order a week and it bumped it into May. She wasn't commission qualified last month. Did not get her $422 bonus. Yeah, bummer, big bummer. So lesson learned there. And also the fact that sometimes people will mess with their subscriptions and not actually mean them to turn them off. So do not have the stories in your mind going, oh, they must have turned off their order. Because I told myself that one time, like, oh, they must have turned off their order. Maybe they don't want Plexus anymore. I didn't reach out. And like 2 weeks later, she's like, hey, I don't know what happened to my order. Like, it's not here. Can you help me with it? So it's our job to make sure people are getting their orders in. So just FYI on that. Okay. How's the chat thread going? We need more than 2 people sharing to win. Jan helped a level 1 with a sip and see. Awesome. Amber finally signed a person after a drought for a while. Fabulous. Jackie is learning more about where her limiting beliefs are coming from. Loving Mel Robbins. Okay, just let's stop for a minute. Who's loving Mel Robbins? Who's having breakthroughs? Who made application from, was it Rosa? Not Rosa. Was it Rosa? Heather, whoever it was, the girl that was the stuffer, like she was like the pack rat. I've been going through, I went through closets yesterday. It was such a freeing feeling, guys. So whatever, the things that we're avoiding, we have to address, we have to deal with, even if it's a small thing. It's actually huge because you're doing the thing that you're avoiding. Okay, so I want to ask a question. Who feels like it's harder to chat about the business than the products? Anyone? Anyone feel that? Maybe I'm the only one. Okay, so I can chat all day long about products, and I can educate. I can hop on a live video. Like, I am not scared to do that. That's kind of my jam. That's why I came into Plexus. So I think those things are the reason why I really had a mental block with sharing the business. And Justin told me a couple years ago, he was like, okay, the people killing in this business, he's like, they're selling a dream. They are selling the opportunity. They are leading with the business. That's what they're pushing. And I'm like, fair enough. I get that. I see that. That's why Jessica Huffley is so successful. That's why Bridget Ryan is successful. She's selling a dream. And I'm like, but how does little old me, homeschool mom, small town, Illinois, how do I even frame that? And then I'm thinking of all the people that will be annoyed by my posts because I'm pushing the business. And I had these limiting beliefs, like, who would really do this with me? I was kind of ashamed of the business. I don't know why. I guess because it looked so different. It was it was different. And so I had basically built a very product-focused team, which isn't a bad thing. We built a very solid product team to Sapphire. And obviously I had people working the business with me, but I struggled with duplicating. Because I was fearful, basically because of fear. And I realized that there isn't duplication without me, or there could be more duplication if I actually took more time with people and asked them questions and actually made it more relational. Instead of just getting people signed up for products, there is value in getting them started on products and helping them have good results. There's huge value in that. But I was missing a couple pieces because of my own limiting beliefs. I was scared to ask them what their thoughts were about sharing, and I didn't do it. I basically just waited for them to come to me to tell me they were ready to share. But what I found is that there's a lot of people that are interested in the business, but they have their own limiting beliefs, and they need someone to believe in them, and they need someone to ask them the questions. And so I flipped my mindset. I changed what I was doing in some ways so that I could be more successful about duplicating and about sharing the business. And I did it scared. And so that's something I wanted to say this morning, is that other fears and mindsets I kind of overcame quickly, but this was one that I struggled with. I think because I didn't know how to frame it. Like, how do I frame it for me? Like, what about me is inspiring about this business? And I think the thing is, we have to realize that there are things, that there are reasons, and I think the more clarity we have, just like we've been talking about the past couple of weeks, the more clarity we have on our why we're doing this, what our goals are, what our dreams are, the easier it's going to be to share that with other people. So if you haven't figured out so far, Plexus is about a journey of overcoming. You guys feel that? Because we have to overcome the fears. We have to overcome the limiting beliefs and mindsets that we struggle with. And I would say that it's not like once you hit diamond that you've all of a sudden arrived and you don't ever struggle anymore. That's not true. And it doesn't mean that you are never scared again. Because I hit blocks when I'm messaging people. I get scared when I'm reaching out to people. I still don't know if people are interested or not when I reach out. So I would say I'm still overcoming this. And if anything, this would be my biggest weakness in this business, but also an area that I'm working on growing in. So let that be encouraging to you guys, because I'm not just staying stuck and setting that lid on myself, but I'm willing to do the things to go past it. So really quick, what I started doing with every single person I signed up is I asked them, what are your thoughts about sharing? And I am way more forward with them on, like, if they tell me that they're interested, I'm like, okay, let's make a post. I'll send you what to say. And I literally send them what to say, which is like, hey, my friend Megan just told me about these natural supplements. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to better sleep, better energy, whatever their health goals are. Or I'll frame it like, it helped her with XYZ. Who wants to do this with me? Because this is the way I frame it too, is that every single person, they don't have to have a health testimony in order to share. They don't need their testimony in order for the products to work for their friends and family, right? Because we know these products work. We have so many testimonies. But if they, these are the three things. If they have success on the products, they plug into a community and they can go silver, meaning they get paid. Even if they get a little paycheck, you're going to retain those people. They're going to be with you a year from now. Okay. The statistics are just there. So, where was I going with that? So basically I help them make a post and I help them get an accountability partner. That's the thing. They're not working a business to go silver. So just make sure you're not setting that, hey, you want to work the business with me? I mean, maybe with some close friends, you could be like, hey, sister, you need to do this with me. I want you to work this with me. I mean, that's one thing. But if you're just like to the general public, people that you're chatting with and signing up, make it your goal to ask the question when you're on the phone with them. Number one, be on the phone with them as much as you can. And number two, just ask the question, hey, what are your thoughts about sharing? Because I would have shared sooner if Carrie would have asked me that question. I guarantee you I would have. And if she would have said, okay, it's now time to make a post. Hey, now it's time to do a little event. I'll host one for you. I would have been like, okay, because I was already interested in the business. I just didn't tell her. And it took me several months to go silver because I was basically researching on my own. I was kind of building my own belief. I was essentially a self-starter. But I think we have to help our people. We have to tap into that with our people, because you probably have future diamonds on your team that you've just never posed the question to. And maybe they're not there in their mindset yet or whatever for that. So I would say something that flipped my mindset in a huge way. I mean, I was trying to find this video. I couldn't find it. I might have to ask Jessica if she knows where it's at. It was on her team page. She just did a live video about the business. And she's like, since when did the world not run on business? I mean, the world runs off of business. And she had, I use this example, but she had was it marketing or business degree, something like that. So she kind of came into Plexus with that perspective. I'm entrepreneurial, but I didn't necessarily come in with that, I didn't have a super amount of confidence, like with business and how the world runs. And it was a little uncomfortable to me to be getting paid for something that I that I love doing, right? So it took me some mindset shifts to realize the world runs on business, and it is not wrong to get compensated for serving other people. I pay every other single service person in my life, from my hairdresser to the person that comes and helps me clean my dishes. Okay, so that mindset shift was huge for me. And so yeah, so anyways, that's kind of where my brain was. And I'm sharing my story because maybe it'll resonate with some of you. Because if you only share about products, newsflash, you will only build a wholesale team. You'll build a team of mainly wholesalers, which isn't a bad thing. You'll have a solid team. But if you want duplication, if you want growth, if you want momentum, if you want to be ranking up to higher than gold, you need to be talking about the business. You need sharing about the business. People only know about Plexus by what we share, right? And so if we're only talking about products, you're only going to be targeting a certain demographic. Okay, we talk about the 4 color personalities a lot. The red, yellow, blue, green. So you want to be posting to those different personalities, but you also want to be targeting business people. I remember it was Diamond Ambassador Laura or Donalia Robinson, I think it was her name. She said that she saw her friend posting for like 5 months, and then her friend finally made a business post, and she's like, oh, and that was what clicked with her. It wasn't gut health, it was like the business part. And so I'm telling you these things because you can learn it sooner than I learned it. You guys can overcome sooner and have more breakthroughs faster. So these are some truths that I wrote down. If you work this like a business, it'll pay you like a business. You are a business owner. You're sharing life-changing products with people. At this stage of the game, personal recruiting is your number 1 mission. You're in it to win it, right? And so, I mean, when you are working to super silver, you're working towards gold, you're working towards senior gold, you're working towards ruby, you're the main runner on your team. You're the one that's doing the things. You're in that leadership position. And honestly, leadership equals discipline. If you're a leader, you're disciplined. You're probably the most disciplined person on your team because you show up every day, you inspire, you talk, you communicate, you do the things, right? And because personal recruiting is so important, it is so important because that's the pool of people that you're going to develop silvers from. So I know for me personally, I haven't had 100% silver rate. I don't know about you guys. It's more like 10 to 20%. I mean, that's what we shoot for. So out of the 10 people that you sponsor, you should be obviously talking to all of them about going silver, but developing 1 to 2 to 3 of them to silver. And so if you only recruit 1 person a month, that's going to be hard to develop silvers. And the other thing too is if you're only reaching out about the products, you're probably not going to get business builders on your team. Okay, so we have to change it up. We have to reach out about the business as well. And this 369 incentive, like, what a sweet reward. I mean, we already have an awesome compensation plan. Plexus is putting out, like, they're rolling out the red carpet for y'all. So, like, go get your 369 and encourage your team to as well. And if you earned earrings from me, I want you to shout that out in the comments. I know that Amber did. I think it was Amber. And I thought there was someone else. So anyways, there might be more too that just haven't told me yet, but shout it out. I want to hear it. So that was for $199 packs. And this is the thing. I spent most of my extra time when I was working to Emerald, those first 11 months, I pretty much spent all my extra time reaching out and following up. Like, I would make posts, but my main focus was in my messenger. I would just sit down with another list and message through that list, because those seeds that I planted bore fruit in the next 3 months and the next 3 years, okay? Because not everyone is ready right when you message them, but you have made that initial contact, and then they'll start following you closer. So I want you guys to evaluate how often you reach out about the business and how often you post about the business. When you post really strategically, like at least once a week about the business, do you guys have any of you like made that goal to do that? Well, this week we're going to work on that. And this is the thing, what we focus on expands. So if we're intentionally reaching out about the business, even half and half, like even if you're half reaching about products, half reaching about business, you might have to just make yourself say, okay, Tuesday and Thursdays, that's my business day. That's the day I'm reaching out about the business. You know, we need to be posting at least 3 times about the business. And I'm saying this, that that's a weakness for me because I don't post that often about the business, but I'm working on making it more of my MO because we have to remember people go to bed at night just or even more worried about their finances as their health. And we have an answer. We totally have an answer. And there are still people out there like Melody Hopius and Jessica Heffley and Abby Kappa and who else? Brooke Hemingway, that once they get introduced to this and once they see the vision for it, they'll run with it. Okay. So anyways, so if anyone's asking like, how do I frame this? I would encourage you to look at other people and how they're framing it. I love Jordan Roddenberry. She said that she pretty much only reaches out about the business. Emily, what's her last name? Emily Burgess. So they're both newer emeralds, and they both reach out and they both post about the business. Follow people that are sharing about the business. Amy Booker. Oh yeah, she's on this morning. She had this like, come play with me, fun. You know, that's how she framed it. That's how she reached her audience. And I think it was Sally. She probably has other people too on her team that did it because she asked them. She's like, come play with me. And they're like, okay, sure. What are we doing? So however you frame it to your people, it's specific to you, but you have to figure out what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, what you're going to put out there on even just regular social media. And this is something else I wrote down is just quit trying to sign the rock star and just simply help people start, help them go silver, help them get an accountability partner. That's where it's at. I mean, everyone wants the easy road just to sign up an amazing person, but that's not really how it works. So it's the daily diligences and really helping people go silver, just having those conversations. And the other thing is so many people can go gold. Okay, that's helping them get 20 friends. That's about, $1,000 a month residual income. That's huge. That's like huge for people. Okay, so we don't necessarily have to be like, okay, who's going diamond? Just help people get to silver and then help them get super silver and help them get to gold. Okay, once they have that skill set, they have what it takes to go on to the next ranks. Okay, so I have some homework for y'all. I'm going to share really quick. So this week, I want you to post 3 times about the business. So between this Tuesday and next Tuesday. And I will say Sunday night is like one of the best times. You might save your like bestest post about the business for Sunday. And you might make it some sort of question where people have to interact on it, So it'll bump it into more news feeds. I want one to be personal to you, why you love this. Okay, I think there's definitely times when we just have to snag testimony really quick and post it. And there's other times, actually more often than not, your posting and your activity on your wall will be better if you do more original posts and you take the time to reflect. Even at the top of the week, you take time to just jot down what your 3 business posts are going to be about. And maybe go to the spaces where you have creative ideas. For me, it's washing dishes in the shower or when I'm walking. And so I'll think of posts when I'm walking, and then I'll write them down so I don't forget. I want you to also post something tangible that Plexus has helped you pay for this month. Most people think this is a cute side hobby where you make $25 off your cute side hobby. And there is actually a huge potential of income with Plexus. And so it speaks to people when you tell them tangible things. Even if maybe all of your money is going to pay for your products, that same $150 or $300, whatever, that's an equivalent to what? Your groceries for the week, your car payment, stuff that people need help paying for, right? And this is the thing. Like if you go through Dave Ramsey or you go through like a financial class or you meet with a financial advisor, there's a point at which you can only bring expenses down so low. I mean, if you have eaters in your house and you have people to clothe, like there's a limit to how low you can go. So why not have the abundant mindset and say, okay, I'm going to start a side gig. I'm going to get a second job. I'm going to start network marketing. There's huge income potential there to raise the lid of your income so you have more to work with, right? So anyways, that's another thing. And then also I want you to post a diamond doc. Actually, I want you to watch at least 3 diamond documentaries this week and post at least one of them on your Facebook wall. Because we're not avoiders or resistors, we're going to actually do the thing that may be hard or scary or more out of our comfort zone, okay? And then I want you to reach out this week. I guess I'm not going to put a specific amount, but you need to have a couple of reach out days specifically about the business. And what I would say if you're not sure, like, how do I reach out about the business? Well, first of all, I would make a list of business people in your life that are influential, business people, successful, have large networks, or simply are hard workers and love people. And these are people you know, at least at some level, so that when you reach out, you're not like reaching out to people you have no idea who they are. These are people like, if they tell you no, it'll sting, okay? But this is the thing. I want you to frame those messages in a way that they will feel honored that you reached out to them. I just reached out to a girl that she was in my head dentist for several years. We had babies at the same time. Like we totally jived. So I reached out to her again, like I've reached out to her in the past, and I'm just like, Susan, I have thought of you so many times with Plexus. Actually, I can read you the message I sent her. I think it's just being conversational and telling people what we see in them, because they will not be offended if we tell them the things that we see in them. And they will feel honored, even if their answer is no. They will feel honored that we reached out. Susan, what is her name? What is her last name? There it is. I said, hey, Susan, I've thought of you so many times with the Plexus opportunity. No idea if you have any interest, but it's been such a blessing to our fam, and you're such a people person. I can see you doing really well with this. Curious what your thoughts are. And then we just conversed. Her daughter was at the state track meet, and she's like, oh my word, I don't know that I could squeeze anything else in, because she's teaching at a local junior college. Like, she has just a lot of things on, but I made that contact. And I followed up with, hey, I totally get what you're saying. Life is cray-cray in a good way. Business aside, if you or your girls find yourselves struggling with hormones, gut health, skin issues, sleep, etc., or know of anyone that is, I can hook you up. And I have emojis in there too. Good luck with the real estate business. Sounds like an adventure, and I guess I didn't know you were teaching at Parkland. Anywho, sounds like fun. And then, anyways, I will be shocked if she's not on my team at some point. Okay, but it's that conversational style where you're not just sending out a mass message of copy paste, but these are like intentional, this is what I see in you, come play with me, I would love for you to do this with me, what are your thoughts? Or could I send you a quick video? That's another thing, is you can reach out and just say, hey, I've totally thought of you with Plexus, with the opportunity. If I sent you a quick video over, would you check it out? And then send either the Abby Kappa opportunity one for Super Saturday, or maybe, I don't know, whichever video you feel like would jive with them. But sometimes plugging them into a video or a third-party tool is the best thing. I also want you, okay, so we'll do the next Mel audio. Casey, it's Casey this week. So you'll be listening to that. And I want you to jot down what your favorite thing is about this business and what your not favorite thing is and why. Okay? And, oh, and the last thing, utilize that event tonight. Okay, when there's an event hosted and you're not having to do the hosting, that is like golden, because all you have to do is reach out and invite, and follow up after the event and help people get signed up. So when someone is hosting an event, for us, it makes our job so much easier. So Jessica Heffley is hosting that one tonight. Plug your people into it, your new ambassadors, your old people, your customers, and reach out to new people and plug them in. It's going to be a 30-minute product focus call, or little event. Okay, 7:01. All right, I'm going to open it up for like 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions or any of this resonated with you and you're like, oh my word, this is totally me, I would love to hear, because sometimes when I just do a monologue, it feels a little lonely. And I'm going to look through your wins here. Feel free to unmute, guys, if you have something to share. Linnea flipped her verbiage there. She's like, I'm not sure if I'll sign anyone, having multiple conversations. But then she said, nope, I'm not going to say it that way. One new customer is supposed to be ordering soon. So yes, we have to flip that.
I'm feeling a little bit more, the last couple of weeks have been kind of crazy for me because I had guests in the house for a few months and I was preparing for that. But I'm really looking forward to the summer months because in my area where we live, we have a lot of seasonal tourist based income. And a lot of the people that I've been sending out invitations to watch, like for example, Jessica's summer kickoff, or just asking if they're interested or if they'd like to try the product or from the business angle. Most of them are now coming into their summer work phase where they're going to have more, not disposable income necessarily, but they're just not going to be living such tight budgets. So I'm hoping to come back around and follow up with those people in a few weeks, knowing, that income is coming in for them and they may be able to prioritize their thoughts about Plexus a little bit more. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping and praying that I get a few people signed on because of that. Just that alone, I think it's going to be pretty significant for me. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. My thing.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I don't know at what point. Amber says, I feel like I struggle with talking about the business. Heather says, I feel like people back down with price a lot, so I finally started talking business, but it's hard for me. Not sure how to effectively do it. The fact that you're talking about it means you're doing it. So that's awesome, Heather. Amber, is Amber still on? Hey, Amber, are you able to pop on and say why you feel like you struggle about talking about the business?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Is it me, Amber, or is there another Amber?
You're good.
Okay. Oh, I don't know why I just, okay. I don't know. I just feel like it's easier with the products because I know that they work. And so I think my belief in that is much higher because I need to stay on Plexus. I know that. So I don't know. I just probably mindset of just, I don't want to feel slimy. I don't want to be another person that's reaching out about wanting someone to buy my stuff, things like that. I've tried to reach out with people like on my chicken list that I thought they were really influential in this community. And then she didn't want to do anything. So like I put myself out there and did the things like you said, like mention the things that why I want her on my team and that she's really influential or she's a great businesswoman. I didn't say influential, but you're a great businesswoman. I would love to hear your thoughts, things like that. And she came onto my team, but then she doesn't want to do anything. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't. So I don't know. I think it's just hard to reach out about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're having to be vulnerable, right? And we don't know if someone is actually praying for an answer. We don't know what they're thinking. But what I found is that people are interested, they're intrigued, they're watching us. And I have multiple people that have been on my team for a long time, meaning well over a year, 2 years. And then they start sharing because something clicks. Something clicks with every single person, and it's different for each person. But don't discount the fact that even though she's not sharing yet, that she will, don't assume that she's never going to share, because it might just not be her time yet. So, but I'm proud of you for reaching out, and the fact that
Can I share something, one other thing?
Yeah.
Oh. So I have someone that's been on my team for like a year. And she just came to me the other day and said she wanted to start sharing because she's sending her kids to private school. So I thought that was really exciting because she really needed the product. And so she's been on it for, I just kind of, she was just a happy wholesaler, right? And so that was kind of exciting to have another person on my team that wants to share. So it all works out, right?
It does. And that's where I think the more you want to get paid, the more you have to inspire people. And that's something that Angie Thompson told me. She's a diamond that lives about an hour away from me, and she's been in Plexus for like, I don't know, a long time, 6 years or more probably. And probably more than that now. But she told me, she's like, Megan, you're getting paid to inspire people. And every single person on this call, you're the same way. So what you're doing, so when you tag your happy wholesalers in a post, that's why Cassie Johnson, she's on my team. She lives in my town. She's going Ruby this month. She is working. She said I tagged her and stuff. I don't even remember doing that, but apparently I did. Like on my team page, tag people and just say, hey, I totally thought of you with this post. I thought you'd like to check this out. Tag people, post inspiring testimonies. If you have like a little team thread, or you have a group page, or you just post on your Facebook wall, people are watching and they're reading. And so just continue to stay consistent. And the other thing I will say is circle back through your wholesale people. You don't have to put that limitation on they're only wholesale people. They're future business builders on your team, frame it in a different way and circle back through those people. I have a girl on my team. She's been on my team for 10 months. And before that, there were multiple people in my area trying to get her signed up. We're just like, well, she just signed up. I don't see her on the call today. But anyways, she just came to me last month because I've been consistently reaching out. Hey, Chelsea, are you ready to share? Hey, I'll host a little event for you. Hey, we should go silver this month. Okay. I've sent her multiple messages like that. And she came to me at the beginning of April. She's like, hey, I'm ready to share. Can you do an event for me? I'm like, sure. How about tomorrow? Like I always capitalize on urgency with, getting people, getting those scheduled. And she added 10 people last month. So she went super silver and she's going gold this month. So all that to say, sometimes it's just something that triggers it for people. Things align in their life. They feel like they have the bandwidth to go and do. And so all that to say, circle back through. I didn't put that on the homework, but if I was you guys, I would circle back through all of your level ones and offer to do an event. That's why Melinda Nenakoven has such a high silver rate, is she circles back through her people. She has her people circle through their people, and their goal is to host an event for every single person. Because she's like, there's no reason why people should be paying for their own products. Get a couple people on board, and she hosts events for levels 2s, 3s, 4s. Like she'll go and host event for her people. So all that to say, circle back through your wholesale people. Don't prejudge them. I learned, Jessica Heffley's told me that. Do not prejudge people, because you just can't. Some of the people that you feel like have the most potential will do squat with Plexus, and some of the people are like, oh, they'd never do this, or you don't see much in them. They'll surprise the socks off you. I'm just saying. So, all right, what are you all saying here?
I'll show you how to do it. Just start with some, I can help you with that.
Libby has her very first level 2 of them this week. Yay! Linnea is starting to use the online events to help people go silver. That's awesome. And the events are really moving things for her. Yes, if you didn't listen to Cassandra Roberts' video on Jessica Heffley's team page, go listen to that. She was actually hosting an event for a level 1 of hers, and her level 1 was like, well, I didn't get anyone invited. So like legit, she had everything pre-scheduled for the event. So like an hour before, she's like, well, I guess I'll do it for myself. So she just like messaged 30 people, just the little green dots, people that were active on Facebook at that particular moment. She's like, hey, can I send you an invite? I'm doing a little online event educating about gut health. They're like, sure. She signed 6 people from that event just by doing it for herself. So pretty awesome. Okay, who else wants to unmute and share something?
I will. I had also posted that I was struggling. This is Amber Trantham.
Oh, hey, Amber.
But I had to absolutely fail at this, moment earlier. I guess it was earlier this month. I approached an ambassador. He had quit ordering several months ago, and he was going through like a patch where he lost his job, but he had another job because their plant closed down, and so but he was able to get another job. But he just felt like when I approached him and told him, I said, hey, your membership renewal is coming out this month, just want to make you aware, and because I just can't afford it, and I've been trying for the past year to get him to share, to get him to talk to people. And I was like, okay. So I asked him I was like, well, hey, did you get to invite anybody to this event? And he's like, no, I didn't. I said, well, who are some people you would invite? He named me names right off the top of his head. So you know what I did? I friended them. I invited them. I'm like, you know what? If you don't want to work it, I'm going to. And but I had an awesome win this week. I went into our local stage store, and Brandy, she's one of the managers there. She and I have talked different times because I used to work at stage when I was in college. And I just happened to go in there. I've been eyeballing this really awesome luggage that I want to buy because I don't have any luggage for convention. And I'm like, I need something to put clothes in to go to convention. And so I told her, so, well, I'm going to my convention this year at Las Vegas. It's with my company I'm with Plexus. And she's like, oh, I used to do that. And I'm like, oh, really? And so we chatted. It turns out her son was like 9, I believe. Is like 9 now. And he was like, she didn't really feel a change. I'm like, oh, so you were with the company like when it first came out? And she's like, yeah, because I said they just celebrated their 10th anniversary last year. And I said, they've changed so much stuff. I now have her as a friend on Facebook. I told her about a bunch of the products that would help her with her like lupus and like different other issues she has. She's diabetic. And she's supposed to be coming to the event tomorrow or tonight. I invited her to the event. I'm able to share with her what all that had changed for me in the past year. And she was like, wow, they've added a lot of stuff and done a lot of stuff different. And I was able, because I started carrying samples of the Slim with me everywhere. And so she's now trying. I passed one. She was able to try the new taste. And so I talked to her about a one that. I talked to her about all the products that are in a $199. So I was like prepping her for buying a $199 pack. So I felt that was really awesome. Kind of totally out of the blue the way it happened, but it was awesome.
That's awesome. Yes, when you're shopping for convention, definitely be chatting with people. I mean, just in general, we should be talking with people. But I saw someone else was buying a gala dress. She signed up the girl that was helping her. She's like, I want to work this business too. I want to go to, be able to go to Vegas and do all the fun stuff. But yeah, I know people have to pop off. So guys, thank you so much for being on. So proud of you all. Keep doing the things. I will put our homework in the thing, and I'll get the recording up for those that missed it. And I'll also be on at 7 p.m. tonight. So you guys have a great Tuesday. Have an awesome day. Bye, guys.